I've been asked to show how I clean everything up and polish it. I was talking to somebody the other day about what to do with these bases, because you have to be careful sometimes. Sometimes they're all brass with nothing inside. Sometimes they're like this, have a piece of wood. Sometimes this cap doesn't come off, and as you can see with this one, it's brass plated, so you need to be very careful cleaning that off. And all I do with that is gently do it with a paint stripper, and then a nice quick polish up just to get the shine back to it. But as for these, if it's just solid brass, then I just coat it in stripper, clean it off with grey Scotch-Brite, and dunk it and wash it off to get rid of the paint stripper. But ones like this, you can't really dunk it in water because that bit of wood will expand. So what I use is acetone, and as you can see, I've done most of it. There's a bit there I haven't done, look, just so I can show you what I do. And you just got to keep rubbing till it gets back to its original brass colour. Make sure you've got gloves on, you're doing it in a well ventilated area, because acetone is quite potent. And then once you've done that, it needs a bit of elbow grease to do it, but it does come up, gets the old lacquer off. The acetone shifts the old lacquer, and the grey Scotch-Brite shifts the tarnish. So as you can see, it does come up. It just takes a bit of elbow grease. Now you're not going to get in all these little grooves. I'll show you how to do them in a minute. We just thought I'm not going to show you how to do the whole thing, but as you can see, I just dunk it in some acetone, the grey Scotch-Brite, and rub it. As I said, you do need plenty of elbow grease, and I'll finish that bit off, and then I'll show you what I do with the other bit, do with the grooves and stuff in a minute. Okay, for cleaning these little nooks and crannies out, I use a brass rotary brush. They don't last very long, as you can see. This is the third one I'm on now. It's no good trying to use them like that because they just scratch. Don't use metal ones, make sure they're brass. And basically all you're doing is just going around like that. You have to do it both ways, that way and that way. But I'll do that in a minute. I'll always go around, all the way around first on one, doing it one way. I've already done that bit in there. Just got to do it gentle, you haven't got to go mad with it. It just takes the last bit out. Yeah, if you do it with a steel one, it just scratches hell out of it. I also do it gently in there, but not too fussed in there because the dome sits in there, so you don't see it anyway. And then do it the other way round. Just a matter of perseverance, doing it very slowly. Don't press hard either, nice and gentle. See, that's wearing already, look. Once you've got all that off, it's just a matter of polishing it then. I use Peak Polish, PWK. It's I get it by the litre, so I decant some in a little jar. Again, it's just, this is the wife's old chopping board. She bought a new one, so I coloured the old one. But it's just a matter of a bit of elbow grease again. Get your fingernail in them grooves as well. Just keep rubbing until you get the shine you want. Don't, although it's hard on that, or it's hard on my hands because I've got gout in my hands, but for most people it's probably not. It comes up quite nice. There's a bit there that where I've done that one and that one, but I missed a bit in the middle, so sometimes you need to go around it twice just to make sure. Once it's polished up clean, if you're going to lacquer it, a lot of people just use Renaissance wax, which is this stuff, but I prefer my own. I prefer to lacquer these bases, anything that's exposed to the elements. The movement's a bit different because that's underneath the glass dome, but the base, the pillars and the seat board, I call it seat board because that's where the clock sits, and that's what they call them normally, but it's not a board, it's a bit of metal. I know that's underneath and the pillars are underneath, but I lacquer all those bits as I do the pendulum. I strip the pendulum, and after these have gone in the ultrasonic for a little while, and I just polish everything the same. See, once it's been in the ultrasonic, it comes up quite nice. And just do all that, make sure I do all the edges, then I lacquer them before it all goes back together. This is a seat board, that does do the same to that. All these little bits, I polish those as well and lacquer them. Those are the finials that sit on top, the little ones that sit on top of the balls. On JF, JUF and Shats, I can't put these balls in the ultrasonic because there's lead inside, and you ain't going to get all the moisture out, so I just do them by hand. Sometimes they're easy to polish up, and sometimes they're quite difficult. It looks like these should polish up nicely and easy. Do that and then lacquer those before it all goes back together, and then hopefully it will stay there for quite a few years. As you can see, that it is possible to shine up plated, brass plated steel. Not perfect, but all it was done was paint stripper to get the lacquer off, then a gentle polish. Yes, there is some scratches in it, but you can't get those out without being a bit more aggressive with the polish, and then there's a chance of going through, so you have to stop somewhere. Just make sure when you wash the paint stripper off that you dry it thoroughly, because if you don't, it's going to rust. I mean, this has got a bit of rust on it anyway, which I should get off before I refit it, and that's just going to be a bit of red Scotch-Brite on there to get the surface rust off. That has been lacquered, so it's ready to go back together now. There it is, all back together, ready for the movement to be mounted. I hope that was informative. Thank you very much.